Why would people lie in domestic violence, domestic battery situations? There's a lot of reasons that someone would bend the truth, exaggerate the truth, or just flat out lie that something happened. Number one, a lot of times people lie because they just want to feel powerful. If there's a situation of domestic battery going on, or it's perceived that this person is constantly taunted or something to that effect, they'll call the police and they'll say, hey, he hit me. Hey, come quick. And the cops will show up. They'll take her side of the story or his side of the story. And hopefully the person who got the cops called on them pleads the fifth and doesn't make any statements, because that would only make matters worse. But the person will call the cops. They'll make up this grandiose story, or they'll bend the truth a little bit and an argument turns into a physical fight. Then all of a sudden the other person's facing criminal charges. And at that point we get the phone call, hey, I didn't want criminal charges brought. Well, the problem with that is once you call 911, the ship's left the boatyard. The officers are going to take a report. They're going to interview the person who called the police, who's already bent the truth a little bit. They're going to put that report on the prosecutor's desk. Prosecutor's going to say, okay, charges. So number one reason that people lie, because they want to feel powerful. They want control over a relationship that they might feel neglected in. Number two, people might bend the truth, especially in domestic cases, if, for example, they're going through a divorce or there's kids involved. Of course you're going to bend the truth a little bit because you want to be, or someone wants to be looked at as a better person than the other, more fit, so it can affect parenting time. It can affect where the kids live. You have people flat out lie at times about events that have happened because they want the upper hand in a custody battle. Number three, people lie because they want to lie. That's just fact. Sometimes people just say, hey, there's a verbal argument. Well, he punched me. He choked me out. I was locked in a bathroom. And then all of a sudden, because it's vengeful, right? So you get somebody who wants vengeance on someone else. And again, once that first call is made to the police department and officers show up, train's gone. The report goes on the prosecutor's desk. All of a sudden you start talking about catastrophic consequences for potential domestic cases. Again, if kids are involved, it's automatically a felony 6. So it starts out as a felony. And we talk about the consequences of a felony conviction in other videos. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Marc Lopez Law. So there's a lot of reasons that somebody would lie in a domestic situation. Is it right? Of course not. Do we condone that type of behavior? No, of course not. And we hope nobody is involved in domestic disputes or anything to that effect, but the fact of the matter is they happen, and they happen a lot. And the consequences for potential domestic battery cases, domestic violence cases are so long-lasting that people will bend the truth to make them look better in a situation, to get them the upper hand in a custody dispute, to get them the upper hand in any potential divorce proceedings or anything like that, and quite frankly for control. Because if you get domestic charges put on someone else, and again, it may be intended or it may not be, it may again just be a show of power, but domestic charges are applied on someone, there are those lasting consequences. But again, there's also going to be a no contact order issued, which is going to lead to even more potential issues, because if that no contact order gets violated, and then you start talking about invasion of privacy charges and revocation of bond, to where you could potentially have a partner sitting in jail, all because a white lie, an exaggeration, or just a flat out untruthful lie. So there's many reasons that people would lie in a domestic situation. If you find yourself or anyone you know charged with domestic battery or any charges relating to domestic violence, give us a call, 317-632-3642, and remember, always plead the fifth.